What comes to mind when you think about a neon sign?
I'm thinking about flickering,
Okay.
bright, typically a limited color spectrum, but the advertisement, fine arts perhaps. So something that tries to grab my attention. I'm a painter, so I care a lot about subtle nuances of color. Fairly limited range of colors that tend to be a little attention grabbing. That's their function. As a painter, I like all the colors that don't have names.
Do you have maybe any significant memory with a neon sign?
Bars, a tattoo parlor, neon, fine arts, behind shop windows, for the laundromats, for Budweiser. I typically associate them with commercials, something slightly nostalgic about it.
Do you have like any preferences when coming to looking at a neon sign, like to attract you, like if there's like a specific color that makes you look at it?
No, it's typically the blinking that sort of attracts attention, the flashing on. Sometimes it flickers if it's like when the tubes run out, I guess. That attracts attention. Tell you a little bit about the area where you are, the kind of part of town where you are. So you may round the corner and then see a bunch of signs that are, bars or tattoos, and then you may be sort of curious what that's like, what the area feels like.
What do you think are the physical or psychological effects a neon sign can have on a person? Like how does the person looking at it interacts with the neon sign?
I don't think that frequency or any physical attribute is that specific. Other than that, it's a very narrow spectrum that it gives in terms of color. So it's a very, very specific color that has led to its use as attention grabber, and because they are also very bright. Brightness and saturated colors, and therefore, in our terms into psychology, attention grabbing. It's kind of hard to do anything nuanced and subtle, so neon signs have a bit of a screaming quality, an attention-grabbing quality. So that means that you're less likely to focus on your internal experiences and more likely to focus on what's going on around you. I think it's kind of hard to imagine a flickering neon sign in a meditation room or a library. So we associate it with activity and perhaps hyperactivity, with hustle and bustle, noisiness, visual noise, actual auditory noise. And there's not a lot of biology and perceptual theory suggesting that specific colors create specific emotions. Most of those are very cultural. There's perhaps an exception for the color red that seems in many people to raise blood pressure and heartbeat a little bit. There's some biological response to that. Part of color response is social. We have learned to associate one with the other. Some things definitely are not. I mean, when you think about lipstick, red lipstick is typically sexy because it sort of highlights the blood flow in the lips. And if you do that in green, it's expressive, but it's not necessarily sexy. Although, if it's big enough and with the rest of the clothing, it could still count as expressive in that sense. Blue probably less so. Rather than talking about the meaning of this color and the meaning of that color, you at least have to compound that by the meaning of this object and the meaning of that object.
From the limited range of colors in neon, what color would you say is the most powerful or the one that's most possible to got people's attention?
Probably red.